Hi, this is David Odell with OdellCompleteConcrete. Today we're going to just do a little bit of a block repair on an existing block wall that's been in here about 60 years. This is a little block retaining wall here, and it's just a scored cap. It's 4-inch wide block. They're 18 long and 8 high. Here's some more block that had fallen down. I guess some kids were hitting this wall with a 4x4, and because this type of block is not solid grouted, this particular design of a block wall, it's not even legal to build anymore on a permit, so you can't really build them anymore, but you can repair them. So fortunately they saved a lot of the blocks that had fallen over the years, and now we're going to reattach everything. I don't know why those blocks were missing, and there's bolts sticking out of the top of the wall. It looks like they had some wood on top of this wall to actually increase the height of it at one time. That all had rotted out, and then I don't know why they knocked these single blocks out. I think it was like a lookout hole or a hatch or something, possibly, or for ventilation maybe. Not real sure. But anyway, we're gonna put those blocks. The wood's gone off the top of the wall, and here we are with the planter wall. Now we've already dug out the dirt behind this wall, because I think we're going to end up reinforcing this little planter wall a little bit with we'll put a little scratch coat of mortar on the back of it to give it a little more strength before we backfill it again. Also, it wouldn't be a bad idea to waterproof the back as well. And if you do all those things, you can also stucco the front. You could put a cap on this. You can do a lot of things if you make this thing structurally sound first. That's the key, making it solid. That's what you have to do first. So anyway, what we're going to do is knock off the mortar off of the existing blocks, and I do that with just a chisel and a little hammer. We get all the mortar off. And when you're chipping this mortar off these blocks, you always want to chip it downward and inward. You never want to chip it towards the outside edge of the block, because it'll take a chunk of the block off with it. So always work the chipping into the center of the block. That's the only way you can really salvage these blocks. As soon as you start chipping it outward, you'll take the whole corner of a block off. So I'm just using some Type S mortar, mixed it up with a trenching shovel. You can use a hoe to mix, or any kind of shovel, but I like the trenching shovel because it doesn't take as much, so it's not as heavy, and you can really flip it around pretty easily. With the hoe, you're just pushing it back and forth, and that's about it. I like flipping the mud around a little bit with the trenching shovel. Here's my son here. He's putting some mortar, the bottom bead down on that block. Now we're going to do the head joints here. We're just going to slap them in. You really don't even need a level to do these kind of repairs. All you really need is a straight edge. It could be a straight 2x4 or anything that's straight, because you're just going to try to match the lines that are already there, so it looks consistent with what's there. So this wall's probably not level to begin with, or it might even be leaning. So we're not going to try to make it straight on these 3 blocks. We just want to follow what's there. That's what I mean by a straight edge, going along the existing and just matching it up. Well, that tree blew that block out, so that was a pretty big repair there. The block was never set right to begin with in that area, but it seems to be working. Now we've cleaned up this block area where they got knocked out. I guess somebody was throwing a 4x4 against the wall. It was actually because these walls are hollow, so the 4x4 is going right through the wall. So we got a lot of damaged block, but we did have enough around the yard to fix this up. Some of these blocks we're going to lay in here have been face down in the dirt for quite some time, so they're pretty stained up with dirt, and it's going to take a little rinsing and scrubbing to get them back to this color that we have here. But if you were to go and buy some new blocks of this color, it would never match because of the aging and the fading throughout the years. These, you can see how much darker these blocks are here. That's because that's the side that was down in the dirt, and those happen to be the best side of the block that doesn't have any chips or dings in it. So we had to put those sides inward. Those will clean right up. As a matter of fact, it's not on video, but I did wash them the next day, and you couldn't even see the patch at that point. They matched out real nice. Now the other side of the wall is a whole other story, because I put the good size facing in, so the other property there is going to get whatever is on the other side of those blocks, which isn't as good, of course. So I like to keep the side I'm working on looking better than the side I'm not working on, for a good reason. That shed blocks the view over there, but if the shed comes down, the block won't be quite as nice over there. But we are doing a reach over on this block and kind of striking them and cleaning up the joints. I've seen in this case where sheds are up against the wall, where they'll just leave the mortar sticking out on the other side of the wall, and it looks really bad. So I reach over and knock it down a little bit with the trowel. Now when I put this level up here, I'm not looking at the level. I'm just making it straight with the existing wall, and that's about it. That's all you can do on these old walls. Just get them close. Basically, just want to make it look good by the eye. It's never going to be plumb, but you know, it's just how it is. Now this wall here, you could even stucco it. They have some new stuccos out right now. They're actually reinforcing stuccos. They have some fiber in it. It'll hold this whole wall together if you were to use something like that on here. But so if you've noticed that GoPro running around there in the background on close-up detail, that's for our other video channel, which is Patreon. And that gives you a close-up, real in-depth look and learning, if you want to check that out. Also, the reason we haven't been posting a lot of videos, work is a little slow right now, so I'm trying a new lead generating platform called Houzz, Houzz, and I'm going to put a review link. Also, I'm going to add some other review links for some other platforms that I use to advertise. Anyway, if you've been watching my channel for any time, you know the kind of work that I do. It'd be helpful if you could go onto one of those review links that I'm going to put in my description and say a few good words about what you've seen, and we'll see what happens. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.